Hello, happy Friday. So I thought I'd just jump on and say I hope you had the most amazing week. But I also wanted to just share a couple of things that I've been working on during the week. I read. And I listened to a podcast by Mel Robbins, which was so interesting. Because one of the things that people talk about is setting a goal in January. And I've been guilty of that as well since I actually started my lifestyle business. Because until I started my lifestyle business, if you're new to me, my name's Audrey Patterson. I'm an independent financial advisor. I would have never thought I was setting a goal. I would have basically booked a holiday, earned the money, paid the holiday, and thought that was it. I didn't actually realise that that was setting a goal. When I started my lifestyle business, which was in network marketing, because when I say to some people, yeah, I'm in network marketing, I'm like, oh, I wouldn't be in that. And if I had actually thought I'm going into a network marketing business, I wouldn't have either. But I said yes to feeling better, and that's why it's called Health is Your Wealth, because health truly is your wealth. One without the other doesn't even make sense. So when I help my clients retire early, live a more comfortable life, that's one part of my business. But the other part is their health. And my health challenges started when I was 30. I had sarcoidosis when I was 30, I had an early menopause, lost my mum when I was 14, I lost myself. And I realised at that point, you'll see the bit along the bottom. So I've got two groups on Facebook. One is called Health is Your Wealth. That is my own group that I have for Health is Your Wealth. That's when I started my health business. I actually set that up. But I also have a team group which is called It's All About You. And I've had a lot of different women on talking about things that they've got to a crossroads where possibly they've found a challenge to their health that's taken them in a different path. And that's exactly what happened to me. Going back to some of the things that I've been reading about this week, I would really like you to, this weekend, spend it on you and realise that it is all about you. If you don't put your own oxygen mask on, you won't be able to help others. Now, until recently, I've just thought we had a horrific 7 years. We just lots of different things. I'm not going to go into all of them, but during COVID, we lost so many family. We lost 6 family, and I probably lost myself again. And I need to go inside to actually heal, to be able to deal with things. So I'm working on my health. I signed up for the Zoe Challenge, which was with Professor Spector, and that was all about the information that was coming back. So basically, at the beginning, when I had it, it showed that I was pre-diabetic. If I didn't make changes, I could have high blood pressure, I could have heart disease, all of these things. So it makes you aware, and it makes you actually realise, okay, you need to pay attention. Until you get health challenges, I don't think you ever do pay attention. So stop and breathe. During that 7 years, I've also realised that time is so important. And I did probably realise that after my son was born. I had 2 weeks maternity leave. The reason I had that was I was self-employed and basically put my phone on, I was back working, never really had a choice, and that was it. If I live, now this is it's a kind of morbid way to look at it, but it's a reality. My dad took his first heart attack when he was 59, so basically I'm in borrowed time. My mum passed away when she was 71, which means that I have 76 months to live. Now, if you lived your life on that basis, you would make different changes. You would make different decisions this weekend as well. When I actually said that to my husband, he said, well, I would have been dead because his dad actually died at 58. My dad actually went on to live to 86 because he did pay attention to his health. So we can make changes as well. One of the best things that I've done this week is actually read this book. And I read about it. I do a lot of positive thinking and positive learning and so on because of the health challenges I think we're being failed by the NHS. I'm not saying everything's bad in the NHS, but I think we're all getting the challenges. You can't speak to a doctor, all of these things. So you need to take your health into your own account. And I listened to Mel Robbins this week. I had actually gone to Las Vegas to see her because the lady I work with, she was on stage with her, with Richard Branson. And it kind of led me in a positive direction. when I listened to her talk about this book, I thought I need to get that book. Now I listen to Audible books. I've got something like 150 books, and I love listening to Audible, but I also like reading and highlighting. So this one, I have so many highlights because I've also realised that I am not going insane, and I'm not nuts, and I'm not nuts when I say that I stay in my bubble, because people say, you know, this world is actually better. It's not. This is a crazy, crazy world. It's a new world. But unless you actually embrace this new world, then you could experience what she's talking about, rewire your brain and body for less stress and more resilience. Now, less stress and more resilience, what does that actually mean? So if we think about what our kids are doing, it's not good, because they sit, and I watch my son do it. He sits and watches a phone, he waits and a message coming through. He lives by a blue light. I used to do that to a certain extent. I still did it until I've read this book, and I'm now on a digital diet. What does that even mean? It means I need to be off a screen 2 hours before I go to sleep so that my brain actually calms down. If you don't actually realise what all that means stress on your body. It also means that the potential that you could get autoimmune disease, you could get heart disease. It could impact so many different things if you're not getting enough sleep, because your body does need that sleep. And it's okay saying, no, well, I've always been okay, I don't go on much sleep. Think about your car. If your car goes on oil and petrol and you didn't put it in it, it wouldn't go right. And it's exactly the same with you. So in my health business, here's just really silly example. We brought out a vitamin D pill. It's 50 pence per day. Some people will be interested in it. Some people will think, I don't take vitamin D and I don't need to take vitamin D. It's all a choice. If you live north of Birmingham, you need to take vitamin D of some sort. So whether it's eating oranges or Googling, what things could I eat that will increase my vitamin D, do that. But if you want to take a supplement, reach out to me and I'll send you a code as well. They're not expensive, as I say, they're 50 pence per day. And they've got money back guarantee. If you don't think it helps your head, send it back to me. Making that one slight change of try to take 3 litres of water. It's difficult. 2.5 to 3 litres is a guideline. For my height anyway, I'm 5'11". So 2.5 to 3 litres of water, get 8 hours sleep, remove your phone, take the blue light out, get a good sleep, meditate. Now you might think, that's all flowery. I'm not doing any of that. It has changed my life. Because I've been an independent financial advisor. There's only 11% are women, and it is my bread and butter business. I've done it for so long. I've got some of my clients that have been over 30 years with me. My oldest client's 35 years. We used to say that when I went, I had to take 2 painkillers because I would go 100 miles an hour. When I get passionate at something, I get really, really on a roller coaster. Calm yourself, and that's what meditation does. So I actually recommended to quite a few people this week, actually, because I think we're all going to experience burnout unless we make changes. So it's a Bluetooth headband. I think it's on Amazon just now for about £15, and it goes over your ears, because I couldn't sleep with an earphone in, and I couldn't, so I have it just like that. But I also have an 8-hour Audible book, because I've tried Headway, I've tried Cams, I've tried lots of different ones. I've tried YouTube, I've tried some of the ones that have been sent to me, but they're all maybe an hour or an hour and a half, and that wakes me. So that's no use. So what I did find was an 8-hour meditation. There's no break in between. The strange thing is, I actually don't have a clue what it talks about unless I wake up. And what I've actually been finding recently is when I wake up, it's something that's really relevant that's been going through my head before I go to sleep. So it shows it goes into my subconscious. That zones me completely, so that when I get up, I have a good sleep. It's like a craving, it's like an addiction. And I think this is what our phone is. We've now got this addiction. And unless I have this going through my ear of a noise, I can't go to sleep. So change how you're thinking. But one of the things that I would really encourage everybody to do is get a copy of this book. Now I bought 4 books, so on the back here it does say it's $16.99, and it says it's on audio and ebook as well. You can maybe try the library as well. If you can't afford a book, just make sure you try and read it. So it's called Aditi Narurkar, and or look at the podcast as well. The podcast is interesting, but there's so much in this book. It is fantastic. But it's also, I've asked it for my son to read it. I've asked my husband to read it as well. I've asked my cousin to read it. We really need to pay attention to some of the stuff that's in it. Our sleep is in direct competition with a screen from the moment we get up until we fall asleep. What's the first thing you do when you wake up? Now, this is what I used to do. What I now do is the phone. It's like an addict, because I have done this. If you think about this, 2014 is when we really started reaching for phones. I wake up, but one of the things it's really been doing with me recently is they were looking for an answer from me. I better go on that phone. Do you get that? Because if you do get that, that's bad. You need to actually distance yourself. She's got a couple of exercises in here, and what she'll say is every time you go to reach for it, just mark down. And some of her clients that she's had have got pages and pages and pages and pages of that. I could actually go that way. So what it's telling you to do is do something that you really enjoy otherwise. So what is it? I'm just really getting my head focused in this book. I've been spending more time doing my hair, doing my makeup, putting fake tan on, just looking after me instead of, because as you see at the bottom, it's all about you. If you don't put your oxygen mask on, you'll not be able to help other people. So if you're like 87% of people, you're likely to be scrolling on your phone within 5 minutes of waking up, often before your eyes are even acclimatised to the light. Did you know that there was a function on your phone where you could actually change it to blue light? You could change it from blue light and put it to darkness. I've put it on to, and I've done it before. This is where I know I'm an addict. I've put it to a setting where it goes off at 9 o'clock and comes on at 8, and I go back on. I override it and get back on. But this time, I am really, really, really paying attention to this, because what they're talking about is they're calling it popcorn brain, because we're all going on this of frazzle. And it's find quiet in a noisy world. Now, I said this all the time, it is a really noisy world. If you think about all the platforms we've got Facebook, we've got Instagram, we've got Pinterest, we've got Telegram, we've got LinkedIn, we've got TikTok, YouTube, all of these things. Now, if you get up and surf all over them, how's your brain going to be? It's just absolutely wired. But the worst thing is, your child is actually seeing you doing that too. And I created that monster because I remember actually doing it when I started my business. 2014 was probably a really, really, really busy year for our online business. And I remember the lady that I work with saying to me, to me, but also to my son, take that off her. And I did. And now I'm actually talking. I'm now saying to my son, you need to put that off. So really, really needed to pay attention. What we're talking about here is reaching for happiness. What is happiness? Do you actually even know what happiness is? And I don't think some people do. And one of the things that she talked about that I said to my son, and I think he just looked at me and he thought, what? He's 25 now. One of the things it's talked about is going back to what did you really enjoy? When I was young, sport, I was so competitive at everything. And sport was mine. Table tennis 5 nights a week. I played badminton. I played volleyball. I played you name it. If there was a ball, I played it. And I said to him, right, okay, what was yours? What were the things that you liked at school? And he said, family, football, going on my bike. We've given our bikes away now. But what I said was, we're going out to play football. Because when I was young as well, it was play football. I was actually really good at football. And I was probably better than my brother playing at football. So I then taught him to play football. So I said we were going out to play football. Now, you might think 61 and going out to play football. So when I talk about health as your wealth, you cannot put price on that. So for me, 50 pence, it's well worth it. I spend much more than 50 pence. But if if you're thinking, right, okay, I need to get on a routine, reach out to me, because I have a routine of some of the things that I have discovered. Let's short circuit it. As I said, when I was 30, I went menopausal, and from then I couldn't tell you how much I've spent. A lot of money and a lot of resources and a lot of time wasted. Some of the times taking double supplements and ending up black and blue and thinking I'm going to get better. And I remember the pharmacist said to me, what are you doing? And I said, well, I thought if I took 2, she says, you've overdosed, you're black and blue. So if you're looking for a shortcut to a routine, reach out to me as well, because I have a sheet with the resources that I have found have helped. And don't let stress get in the way. And I'm going to talk about one other thing, which is basically on the wealth side. As a financial advisor, some people don't take a financial advisor because they think it's too expensive. And our minimum to take a client is obviously quite high because regulation is so expensive now. But I work this with people. So if you're wanting to save for Christmas, I will help you as a savvy saver. I'm well on my way here to pay for my Christmas just by making some simple tweaks. So if you think, I'm not going to put that on Visa again, I need to get this done right this time, reach out to me and let me jump on with you and I'll tell you how I actually do this. Make a change. As Mel Robbins said, don't set your goals in January. January, your head is in a different place. You're frazzled. You've come out, and I learned that. With all the things that go on over Christmas, you're busy, too much sugar, lack of sleep, your body's out of circuit. And I ended up with viral infections. I got an eye infection first, then I got whooping cough, then I got COVID. So setting a goal at that time, I now think, I didn't achieve what I set, but I actually give myself a wee bit of space because actually it wasn't well. So if you think about it, this is a time to set a goal. And this is when things have really, really escalated. Every year when I look back from this year, you look out just now, it's actually sunny. We've got a 90-day sprint, and beyond that, it's about 100 days to Christmas. I can help you pay Christmas and beyond, and I can also help you make next year your best year yet. So reach out to me and let me help you with this. Have a fantastic weekend. Whatever you're doing, and please remember, health truly is your wealth. How many more summers have you got? And it is all about you. What you do today or what you do tomorrow will determine what happens for the next year, 10 years, whatever. So have a fantastic night. Bye.